of Vard. We are a Mythcraft TTRPG podcast, and this is our first campaign, The Sea's Tale. I am Corey Griffin, and I am our MC. With me today, I have Kobe.
Hello, I'm Kobe, and I play Les Shihorn.
Jesse.
Hey, I'm Jesse, and I play Zephyr.
Joey.
Going on, guys? I'm Joey, and I'm playing Ussuri Arconi.
And last but certainly not least, we have Adam.
Hi, I'm Adam, and I play Goraan Stormclaw.
Last time on the Tales of Yavard, Lesh started a dance party. Zephyr and Ussuri took a different road on morality. And Goraan had a couple epiphanies and learned some interesting information. Stay tuned to find out how everything will play after last week's episode.
All right, and you all are waking up after sleeping off the party time.
I think this is the second time in the short few days we've owned the ship that Les has woken up on the actual just deck of the ship drunk.
Yep.
From being drunk.
So, as you look up at the sky, Lesh, you see a bright blue sky with puffy white little clouds dotting the horizon.
I mean, you know what I'm doing. Your boy's about to start cooking breakfast.
What are we making today?
I think I'm gonna check the tangerine. Oh, we got a bunch of food shit. Can I try to make some breakfast leeking cabbage stew?
Yeah.
Oh, you better get
What's
a taste of the
going on
commune.
Let's see what that intellect roll is.
Can I give you a nature check? Cause it's such a green.
No.
Considering there's an actual cooking skill, no.
I know. Yeah. You know, it makes sense with the meal I'm making. No one else likes it.
Okay, so for
And
our
you just woke up from blackout drunk.
for our wonderful audience listeners, he rolled an 8.
Yeah, this is that first hangover meal. It is blind. It is just, I threw that shit in the pot. I need something in the stomach.
It's cabbage stew. How good could it be?
Hey, it doesn't have to taste like anything. It just needs to be edible.
It is edible. It's just not very good.
Yeah, just yell down the hallway that there is food, and I eat it. And then I'm the quiet morning for Lesh. I think his head's pounding. He's just trying to contemplate.
As you look down the hallway, you would see that outside of Luna's room, you would see like the end table that was part of the room that's in the hallway. The bed frame is also in the hallway.
Yeah.
The chest of drawers is also in the hallway.
You probably also see, because Goraan didn't get shit-faced, so he's awake and is probably in the midst of moving those things so that they're not in the way, but also so they can be put back easy later. And then, is there a way to bar the doors, like, already there, or is that something I'd have to figure out?
That'll be something you'll have to figure out.
Okay. Okay. Then yeah, once he's done moving those things, he's gonna start trying to figure out how he wants to try and do that.
I think when you start moving things around, it's a little loud, and Les is like, I know you did not partake in the drinking last night, my friend, but is now the time to rearrange the ship out of all the time? Now?
Oh, my apologies, Lesh. Good morning. I don't imbibe the way you and the others do. I perhaps need to be a bit more sensitive to the after effects.
No, it's okay. We all didn't get the drought of fortitude like Ussuri did. I have quite the pounding headache. It was a fun night. It all went down very smooth at the time, but I am feeling.
Well, I am almost finished, and then the quiet will resume. And thank you for making breakfast. I will enjoy a bowl as soon as I'm finished.
Do I know how? Like, do I know it's sloppily made? Like, am I aware? No, okay. It's leeking cabbage. It's a dish my mother used to make all the time. I think you shall enjoy.
I look forward to it.
What the hell is this shit? You all hear from the galley kitchen.
Oh, who the hell is yelling?
Okay.
Yeah, who is yelling? Who's about to get these hands?
Ussuri would probably come out of his room now.
From where he is standing, because again, he feels fine, and Bo is fine, and he's a little more preoccupied with what he's actively doing. Bo, if you wouldn't mind keeping it your voice a little lower, the others are recovering after a long night.
Seemingly even louder, he shouts back, "I'm sorry, what was that?"
At that. I'm
Zephyr
gonna
just
turn to-
screams. Ah!
I'm just gonna turn to him in very angry eyes and just point my book at him and be like, I don't know who you are and why you're on this ship, but if you don't shut your mouth, I promise it will stay shut for a very long time.
So the Kitek will look at you, and then look at you, Siri, who's walking up behind you, and then look back at you, and he's gonna be like, he's just gonna nod.
Lesh does not realize it's Ussuri and feels very proud of himself that he intimidated him.
I was about to use Sonora's voice to.
Ooh, who are you? Ussuri says to the Ketek.
Yeah, I'm Bo. Your friend here, and he would point at Zephyr. He's like, yeah. Your friend here was asking around the docks for dock hands, and I needed a place to sleep, so I waited for one of you all to get back. That other bear folk, I think he said his name was he like snaps his fingers a few times. I think his name was Goraan. Goraan, that's it. Said that it would be all right for me to crash on the ship since I'll be joining the crew.
Lesh is definitely using Goraan at some point. That's up in the vault.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. He is going to start looking for tools or something to try and like nail boards.
Yeah, that will be something you can easily come across.
Okay. Yeah, he'll start doing that.
You all
So
notice as Goraan
Please
just
just
starts
kill me.
nailing
Just holding up one hand, nailed. Goom.
Yeah, I
into
was gonna.
Luna's door.
I was gonna say,
not
Ussuri
the
would
door.
probably.
Not specifically, not the door. The wall around the door frame. Because if I did it to the door, it wouldn't do anything.
Ussuri would probably like just acknowledge Bo's existence, but would probably like go over to Goraan. Like, what are you doing?
Why?
I am assisting Luna with a favor. She will be occupied until tomorrow, at which point the boards will come down.
I know the listeners can't see what I'm doing, but Ussuri is like just Huh? What? Huh? What? You know what? Okay.
The amount of visual gags tonight in the audio medium has just been on the rough side.
Hard to
Yeah, once he's got
convey
once
our
he's got that door,
reactions.
once he's got that door like secure, like she can't open it. Then he'll just sort of like quietly say, "All right, good luck," and then pack the stuff up and move on.
Good luck to who? Her? Me? What?
Oh, it'd be like after you walk away.
Oh, okay.
Just as a sort of like once I'm done nailing the boards, just as a sort of like, hope this works. Like,
Right.
good luck with what you're dealing with, to Luna specifically, and then he'll put the stuff away and grab breakfast.
Okay. With that being said, give me an awareness check.
Okay.
Ooh. All of us?
No. Because he wouldn't have said that with anyone around.
And this is for like listening?
Yes.
Nothing for it. It's a 9.
You hear some like dry heaving sounds.
Bones crunching.
No, just dry heaving sounds.
He'll look at the nails and then quietly to himself just should probably have put some water in there.
Little saw, cut that little doggy door at the bottom for a little cup.
Just, note for next time. And then he'll move on. Too late now.
Window?
We're eventually gonna have like a little prison cell in the very bottom of the ship that's all reinforced for Luna. Just like
He's not telling anybody anything about what's going on. She can tell people if she wants later.
Goraan's secret project. And just every day he sits down there slowly reinforcing this room for like
I
2
mean-
hours a day.
He's already gonna try and figure out how to get a better way to put the boards in that's not nailing them to the wall.
As you go into the galley, you see Bo is like in front of this cauldron of cabbage and leeks. And he's just like, yeah, I'm glad Sheehan's gonna be on board for you all. Wow. And then he will turn around and start walking away.
No, he isn't.
What?
Lesh, no.
I told him. Fuck! Goddamn drinking. So, I just rolled it. I would do a Briar Whip him for the listeners, and I crit failed. I used up all the luck, all the luck I had last episode.
All right. So
He hit the cauldron, knocked it over, and now there's cabbage stew everywhere. It's
Oh my
like Kevin
God.
with the it's like Kevin with the
Yes.
chili from The Office.
if I was able to grab some beforehand, do I think that maybe adding like a bit of honey would help or something?
Of course, Goraan thinks that.
I mean, I don't think Goron's ever encountered food that honey didn't help.
Okay. Yeah, he'll add some to try and like. I mean, he'll taste it first to be polite and respectful because Lesh took the time to make it. So he's gonna have some before he does anything to it.
Yeah, it tastes like an 8.
Okay.
Out
And
of
then-
what?
Out of 20.
Oh,
Well,
Or out of
technically out of 42, because that'd be the max you could get.
Right. But yeah, he'll try some to be nice and polite because that is how he was raised, and then he will add some honey, And if it is better, he will
Roll me a d4.
a d4. Okay.
Even if it goes up by that amount, odds it goes down by that amount.
Oh.
It makes
that's
it
about-
significantly worse.
That's about where I thought that was gonna go.
I think Lesh is like whatever crit
For
fail
the
you see
first
him.
time in his life, Goraan thinks maybe honey is not meant for this.
I've
Now
broken
it's like a
Goraan.
5.
First we have Zephyr who breaks his thought on magic, and now I've broken the way he thinks about honey.
Well,
No, honey's not the problem.
And Ussuri broke his
Ah.
thoughts on morality.
He does not say that out loud, but he does not eat anymore.
and yes, Bo did walk away with the crit fail.
Fair. Yeah. I think Les is just headed his head in the leek soup, just sad.
Okay.
I don't even
You
think
guys-
Ussuri got some.
Nope. Knocked
don't
it
think
right
Zephyr
the fuck
did either.
over. He's
I mean, it's
sadly
still there.
cleaning it up.
Still some on the floor. There's still a little bit left in the pot.
I don't think Ussuri got any.
I feel like Lesh is like putting it back in the pot and was like, hey, it's still good. 5-second rule.
He's crying.
And that's why it became a 5.
He's like, it's still good. It's just it's okay.
Just
Mom,
gonna
I'm
eat-
sorry.
I'm just gonna eat some rations.
How clean did we get the deck of the ship after that first battle?
I mean, this isn't the deck. This is the galley. But you
Oh,
got it
okay,
pretty
gotcha.
clean. Yeah.
Oh,
I think
also,
Zephyr's still gonna try a bowl.
Okay, it tastes like a 3 at this point. It's been on the floor.
I don't think Lesh would let you actually eat food off the floor. Like he like if you go, he's like, no, stop. It's
Like,
okay. You don't need it.
I need food.
There's rations or old muffins. We got like 3
Oh.
months worth of food.
He's gonna inhale some of these muffins.
give.
You
I'm
take a
like,
bite into the first one, and it's like a lemon, like cranberry kind of flavor, which is really nice. Then you bite into the second one, and it's like a pineapple habanero mix.
I want that so bad right now.
He just woke up from heavy drunk. This is the best food he's ever had in his life. Rivaling the food that he had first given to him after 3 weeks of no food or water.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, but each muffin seems to be in one way or another a different combination of flavors. Most of them are pretty good, even if you're surprised that, like, why does pineapple and habaneros go so well together? Why do strawberry and chocolate muffins go together?
I think Lesh just needs to stick to desserts. Is his problem. He's good at those sweet treats. When he cooks the actual food, it's It's
So Ussuri would probably, at some point in the morning, walk up to Goraan with the chest of gold that we got from turning in the bounty and the bag of silver and hand it to Goraan and say, here, this is to add to the party gold or party silver.
How much was it in total?
I believe it was 1,000 for the bounty, and then you're adding 750 from the pouch of silver. So 1,750 in total. Unless the bounty was 1,500, but I think it was 1,000.
I think it was.
I think it was 1,000.
1750 though, not bad.
Cool. We have 3,902 silver.
It looks like we're gonna try to get some more today too.
So it is a perfectly clear sky. As the early morning moves into later morning, you start to hear the repeated blows of hammers and nails as your ship is starting to be retrofitted for the Eldridge cannon.
They're not doing anything like below decks, right?
No.
Okay.
Well, not below the gun deck, but you guys sleep under the gun deck, so.
Yeah, I'll just mention to the foreman, if at all possible, avoid the cruise quarters areas.
Yeah, I can do that. We got a request here about converting the captain's quarters into a meeting room. Is that going to be available today, or are we going to have to try and work that in tomorrow as well?
That should be fine today. It's just the lower cruise quarters. If you wouldn't mind just avoiding that area for the day, that would be appreciated.
Oh yeah, that we can do.
Fantastic. Thank you, gentlemen. And then...
Gregory's in the crew quarters, just happily moving forward and backward through the halls.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll just have him stay down there for the time being.
Okay.
Because I'm worried about him floating away.
Yeah, what are you guys gonna get up to today?
Would it be too soon to go offload some of these goods to Jastikar?
I don't see why not.
The shop's open at 9, and it might be before that.
Right, but like I think today
Okay.
would be fine. I think it was just sort of a like.
I mean, it's
Oh.
not a lot of stuff, but it's like, I don't
Yeah.
need 5 falchions and short bows.
Right.
If that's all you're interested in, delete it from your inventory. 75% cost. Add that to your silver pieces.
Let me look up. Yeah,
Right.
because I guess, I mean, I don't necessarily have to take it to Jastikar. I could drop it with the dock master too.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that you could sell that stuff to. If that's your only intent, I don't really have a roleplay scene for that in mind.
Any chance Jastikar's got new stuff?
Probably not.
He said every few days. It has only been a day.
That's fair.
How many falchions do you have?
5. I think I'll keep 1.
From the falchions, add 165 for selling 4 of them.
But yeah,
Are we?
you
Is that
guys-
going to party or to me?
Technically, you're the one selling it, so
I mean,
that's a,
I'm gonna put it in party gold either way.
and then the others were short bows, right?
Yeah, there was 5 short bows. I don't need to keep any.
165.
187. Do you want to round up or down, Corey?
Always round up in Mythcraft.
188 for the bows.
And a battle axe also. Unless anybody has any reason to keep that.
No, I've already got one.
He'll never use it again, but he's got one.
I have the ability to, if I need to.
Why would you use that
157?
over the anchor?
In case something happens. You know what? I'm going to sell my battle axe too. I'm going to give my battle axe to Zephyr to sell, out of spite.
Fighting God.
What was,
53 silver for the battle axes.
what was the falchions? 157?
165.
165.
165. Okay.
165, 188, and 53.
We're at 4308.
Nice.
Solid.
Ballers.
Before everyone leaves, if it is a good time, Goraan would like to say something. If everyone's cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so before everybody heads, or at least Zephyr heads off and we try to figure out what we're going to do, Goraan kind of clears his throat, looks at everybody, just, I wanted to take a moment, if I may. I have been thinking lately about some things, including my path forward as a tree singer, as well as my role in the group. Specifically, I've been considering Cordanta and her domain, balance, and how it relates to Helios and my teachings up until now. Helios being the god of nature and things. I believe I've found a path that I am content to walk down, and I will be able to do more to help protect you all as we continue our journey. I just wanted to thank you for being so welcoming and accepting of my naivete at times, and I am glad to know you all as friends.
I'm real quick rereading the stuff Les knows about religion because he does know a little bit, so I can interact properly once.
No worries.
I appreciate you too, Goraan. I meant what I said yesterday about us being things that complete each other, and by that I mean, whereas I have more destructive tendencies, you have the ability to fix them. I think it's a good compliment, and that goes for everybody here. I think we all make a very good team, and I'm glad that we have all come together. I'm not big for superstition, but I do believe that we came together by fate. I think this was destined for us to happen.
I would agree in kind, Ussuri. Helios speaks words, I think, for your character, Goraan, as you are, and I think it makes sense how you follow them, as you have done, how you've shown you've brought life and kindness the way they brought balance. And I look forward to seeing how your journey down this path goes, my friend.
I know very little of these religious deities and such, and I know even less about the outside world, really. But this group has definitely felt more like a family than any I've felt before, and I very much appreciate being welcomed into this group.
I do, but I gotta check something real quick. I think. Okay. Well, on that note, what do we feel is the plan for today? Are we going to try and collect the bounty of the Hierophant, or is there other business anyone would like to attend to?
The other bounties seem to go pretty well. I feel like we could manage another one. I can't handle seeing you laugh like that.
Ussuri just and just leaves it at that.
Les has no clue at all Well, you guys are talking. That went very well. We did quite well with that. I could use those puns afterwards, but it was a good adventure.
Oh, that's right, because he doesn't even know that the dude died.
No clue. I was drunk why that was happening.
It's already getting smashed.
So you guys would know that the church is kind of in the northeastern area of this town. I do have it marked on the map, which should be up
Yes.
for you all.
It is, and I see it.
With that being said, though, how are you guys going to do this? See what kind of skeleton we can put together.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I definitely think we should scope it out first. But I don't know. Can we do that without really showing ourselves?
Is this going to be everyone's first attempt at a stealth mission?
So-
Oh,
I think
Why they
the
call me bad,
the next question
company.
Goraan will ask is, do we feel that this will be most of the day before we interact with the Hierophant, or
I mean, personally, I'm all done for getting it done quickly, but I think it all depends on what we find out with our scoping. I can think it could quite vary depending on what we see once we look in.
right?
I'm not very sure about what's going to happen, honestly. With bandits, it's kind of easy to figure out. You can just kind of guess. Most of the time, it's going to end up the same. This is entirely different. I'm not very sure.
I ask because I could place a sort of protection upon two of us if we feel that this is going to be a more violent interaction. But it takes time, and it lasts for about 4 hours once applied.
From the way that Jessica described it, I would hope that we could avoid very combat. I would hope that we could avoid a combative situation, but the situation may arise regardless.
Hey. Yes, I think it would be smart to know we had that in our back pocket, and if roughly how long does the ritual take you, my friend, so we know.
It would take me an hour to cast this ritual, to place this charm.
Yes, maybe while we start scoping things out, if it looks nice, maybe not that I wouldn't want to rush that, but like we said, maybe trying to avoid combat would be smarter here, especially in this location.
Hey God,
Yeah.
did Jastikar ever say whether or not he ever leaves the church, or does he kind of just stay there?
If he left the church, he would pretty much be
Yeah,
arrested on site.
Okay,
He stays
so
in
he's
the church whenever possible.
okay. So a lot of fog isn't gonna help.
Good. Alright, well, then I will not enact this ritual at the moment, then?
I would say at the moment, probably not. But we'll see where things go. Maybe we'll need it. Hopefully we won't.
I agree.
Does my mic sound fine?
Right then.
I shall follow your leads.
Also, question. Goraan, you seem to be more privy to the situation from your actions this morning. Is it wise for us to take action on bounty hunting without Luna? I'm assuming you're barring her door, so she's down for the count. Should
Yes,
we wait
she
for her
is
to recover?
otherwise occupied for the day. She will be fine tomorrow.
So maybe we scope things out today and wait till tomorrow to actually take into effect?
Yeah, that is probably the smarter path to take for this, I believe.
Definitely cut this next part, I'm gonna say. But I feel like we could definitely have some kind of viewer losing joke based on the fact that the one female character in the group is having a monthly problem.
Yeah, been there, done that. That's been in my brain since last session.
I was just
Yeah,
like,
I,
oh hey, there's a
Yeah.
joke there, but I can't
made-
make that joke live.
Yeah, no, I made the connection immediately and I moved on.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did not make the connection.
Yeah, I'm with Adam on this one. Made the connection, went, I'm not gonna say that. Kept going.
I'm gonna scratch that from the podcast because it was unintentional.
Like I said,
noticed
definitely cut that.
yeah. But
Hey guys, Joey here. Just wanted to give you a little heads up. We've got some friends over at Torchlight Taverns. They want to show you a little promo about their campaign, Black Powder.
Does a 15 hit?
Does. Nan, why did you kidnap me and take me to the Feywild?
Kidnap is a strong word.
It there was just going to duck and dive into the robot's crotch and use combat wild shape to change into a rat as a bonus action.
Quick, I'm being chased. What?
Standing before you is a tiefling woman.
I pull my weapon and put my back to this group, ready to face whatever's following me.
Hey everybody, it's Jameson Oxford, the Dungeon Master for Torchlit Tavern, a real play 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast focused on narrative-driven storytelling. You just heard some snippets from our current campaign, Black Powder. Come on down to torchlittavern.com to check us out, or type in Torchlit Tavern into any of your podcast streaming apps. Come see what you're missing. Tell good stories.
Thanks for listening, guys. Check them out if you're interested. Let's get back to the episode.
so you guys are gonna go investigate the church.
Yes, I
Yep.
believe we are going to scope things out, figure out an idea or a plan, and get ready, but not actually engage.
Okay.
There's
so,
also an alternate universe where Ussuri's walking towards the church with a gas can. I'm just gonna put that out there. In an alternate universe, this goes very different, very quickly.
okay. So you guys get to the church. It is a large. It is the entrance. The front of the building has 7 pillars. Most churches of the 7 are all built the same way. Each pillar to represent one of the 7 gods. The most of the front of the building is nothing but stained glass windows and twisted iron to create mosaics of common stories of the gods. You see Blanca and their creation of the other gods depicted there. And you also see a depiction of Eris giving magic to humanoid kind.
Interesting.
You also seem that there. You also notice that there is a rather large crowd moving into the church, and the doors seem to just be thrown open.
So not Joe Osteen.
Oh boy.
And action.
It's okay. All of Houston will agree with me.
Yeah, I didn't say you were wrong.
I mean, so honestly, I think it's probably perfect for us. Like, just kind of slip in with the crowd.
Yep.
As you slip in with the crowd, you are as there's like a line of people standing there, kind of shaking people's hands and directing them to different pews. It does seem a little bit weird. I wanted more tokens. I don't have more tokens. This is what I got for now. You guys are directed to sit on the right side of the map.
Okay.
As you look about, you would take notice that on the right side of the map seems to be nothing but men, and on the right you see women.
Got it. So they're separating everybody by gender.
Standing up at the front of the church on either side of the podium, you see two men in like not quite plate mail. It is mostly chainmail armor. And standing behind the podium in plate mail armor is a large, portly man that on top of this shining armor, he has a like fluorescent white cloak draped over top of it as he seems to be going through a couple books. As you continue to look around, as I'm assuming you all are doing, I will take also behind the podium and the two men, you see 7 depictions of the gods. From left to right is the god of, well, the godly being of families, and the creator god, Blanca. Next to her, you see sorry, trying to pull my cards out because I have this.
I want to say Cordanta is the first of the...
She is.
Yeah.
Nerd.
So next to Blanca, you see the female depiction of Cordanta, who is the goddess of balance, and she was the first person to split away from Blanca. Next to her, you have Helios, who is the god of healing, growth, and life. he was the second split. And he went through and populated the land that Blanca had made with pretty much anything that lives on land. The next two are the twin gods. Well, not quite twin gods, because one is a dwarf and one is a halfling. Orak, which is the is the god of death and the afterlife, and his brother, who was split at the same time, Auric, who is the god of love and emotions. Second from the right, you see a depiction of Groff, who is the god of seafaring, luck, and he is known as the father of monsters. And then at the very end, and in this church, which anyone who's ever been to a church before would know this is very different from normal, is a depiction of Ernest, who is the goddess of magic and trickery. But her statue seems to be not as nicely ordained as some of the others. As you look at them, you would take notice that Helios seems to be the one that is the most ordained of the group. So, like, it definitely seems like that is the one that's taking care of the most.
Interesting.
You would notice that there are two doors that lead to this room from the outside. That would be the two red marks on your map to the south.
Yeah.
And then to the right and left, there are sets of double doors that leave this room as well.
And over there. Yep. If I remember correctly, we were informed that he tends to slanderize Blanca and Cordanta, and it seems like he's not a big fan of
Acer?
Ernest
Ernest.
either, which is interesting.
Yeah. So after a few moments of sitting here, everyone starts filling in and taking their seats. You would take notice that not every pew is full. It's not like this is a packed house. However, there's probably anywhere from 15 to 20 people in this church that are not active. There are about 15 to 20 parishioners of the church. And you would take notice of roughly 5 people that seem to work for the church.
Okay.
And then the man behind the podium would clear his throat a little bit, and he would start to speak.
Do we need to all be in, like, the places we're going to be?
If this diverges, yeah, go ahead and make sure you guys are where you're gonna be, because if this diverges, I'm just going to assume the map is correct. Okay. And this man, who you all can kind of infer is probably Bart, that's standing behind the podium.
So he's
Bart.
not an actual Hierophant?
Huh?
I said he's not an actual Hierophant. Like
He's a
the
priest.
fey elephant flying being from.
Mm-mm. No, the other meaning behind the word Hierophant.
Didn't know there was an actual meaning behind the word Hierophant.
Yeah,
It's got religious tones.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. I have imagined a flying elephant this entire time.
He is not a flying elephant. He starts to speak in a rather charismatic voice, and I'm gonna blotch this. I know I'm going to. I practice it way too much to actually get it right when I actually have to perform it.
You got it.
It was Blanca that cursed us with the eternal damnation when their drive for compassion mixed with their weak feminine heart and drove them to split themselves into the other gods. Cordanta was the first sibling to be born. Her dedication to balance led Blanca to bring forth the life-bringer, Helios. Helios went through and populated the land that Blanca had once made before the split. Next came the unfortunate twins. Auric gifted us with the powers of emotions and the arts. However, Cordanta's guide toward balance drove Auroch into existence, giving birth to death in this world. Groff came soon after, and he is the bearer of the Chalice of Luck, and he populated the seas. For a millennia or more, this is the way things were. Life and death were in perfect harmony. Never were there mass casualties of war or hatred. No, these things only happened once Ernest was born. She brought with her change and magic and trickery. She is the one that we blame for the hardships of this world.
Goraan hates this guy.
Dude's coming out swinging.
Just immediately. I am very tempted, but I'm not going to because I know what we're supposed to do. But he is wrong
Amen.
about so much.
Accidentally cast brambles in the middle of the church.
Tempted to drop brambles right on his ass.
It was only
got a
after
torch.
the final split had brought forth magic into this world that Groff, who was fully in his right to be upset at the creation of yet another godly being, decided to punish those that used these unholy arts with the creation of monsters and set them upon us. It was only after Ernest changed the fates of the weaker beings that Auroch created the place where the beings go after they are no longer with us. It was only after Ernest created magic that sadness was brought forth into the world. Yeah, I don't have a full sermon fully prepared here.
Goran's gonna start tuning him out at this point.
This is just the vibe that you all are getting from this
Yeah.
sermon, where he places all of the woes of the world on the feet of the goddess of magic.
Why
This
is
is-
going on? Can I try to scan his people and see if any of them look like they're carrying anything like weapons wise?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Would you take up receiving?
I am blaming Blanca's weak feminine heart and Ernest just as a whole ass being. It rubs Goraan the wrong way. I don't like this guy.
No,
I
I'm not a
feel
fan
like-
either.
I feel like he almost needs to roll a persuasion check and see how well Zephyr's will holds up to this. His first introduction to religion.
Sucked in. No, but I did roll a 22 on that perceiving.
Okay, give me just a moment.
Yeah, no worries.
'Cause I'm gonna make his charisma roll. I don't think a 6 is gonna cover your willpower.
Oh no, we're good. It's 9, so yeah, we're good.
So you would notice. I just had this brought up and I freaking closed it. That Bart himself has a mace hanging on his hip. And
That was
then,
okay.
it seems that the men that came with him seem to have some like batons that they might use to corral dissidents.
Okay.
Dissonance.
Sound good, but like, so it's out of sorry, what would the split of people he brought here with him to like just normal people at a church?
Huh?
15 to 20 parishioners and then 5 people working for him.
Yep. And then him.
And then him.
That's
5
right.
beacons.
Yeah, I think Lesh should probably just try to sneak a move behind Goraan and just let him know, like what I'm seeing, that like he seems to have people behind carrying some sort of baton and himself has a mace. So there it may not be a simple combat wherever it does lie. It might be a bit of a fight, it seems.
I figured it would not be so easy as walking in and grabbing him. We also have the parishioners to worry about, as I understand. Jessica said they will rush to his aid as well.
It seems to be like we'll have a fun situation, to say the least, when we finally do this.
Indeed.
I'm not doing that. Just putting it out there.
Wait a minute.
Oh shit.
I
Nick.
specifically didn't roll anything.
We're not ready.
Roll for initiative.
But this sermon does continue. Again, I did not write out a full 20-minute sermon
That's fine.
because
Goran
I
tunes him out.
think I got his
Wait,
point
that's-
across with the couple minutes I did have.
Yeah.
Again, anyone who has ever had any interaction would know just how blasphemous this is.
Oh yeah, Goran's pissed.
Even people that don't have like a deep connection to the gods knows that Ernest is known as the goddess of magic and the world changer. And
I feel like if anything, Zephyr would have some knowledge of Ra from his time on a ship. I mean, I don't know how superstitious all the other sailors were, but he spent some time around some sailors.
yeah,
Yeah,
which
that's where
I mean,
you series with it.
I mean, you would have general understanding. You would know that yes, Groff did create monsters out of jealousy for no longer being the youngest child. But most people would blame Groff for that and his spiteful nature instead of blaming Ernest for it.
Right.
So, again, this is
Yeah.
obviously Bert has an agenda.
Once this nonsense sermon is over, if it looks like Goran wouldn't be stopped, he will probably try and go up to the statues to offer, not prayer so much, I don't think, as like, just sort of like acknowledgement and thanks for the things that they have given.
Mhm.
Like equally. because they have all given things equally.
Yeah.
And without Blanca splitting off at all, none of these things would be. Nobody would be here and stuff like.
And Blanca is the personification of family.
Right.
So,
Which is also big personally for Goraan. But again, if it looks like they're sort of letting people mill about and do whatever, he will go to each of the statues and thank them for the things they have given everybody in turn equally.
they would.
Okay.
However, you would take notice that it seems like they tend to take turn by gender. Like the first people that go up were the people on the left side, the men that had come in, and then once they all finally sit down, and this would include you as well, then they would let the women go up and do the same thing.
Okay. Then yeah, he'll do what he can to sort of show that all of them that he is thankful for the things they've all given. And then wait for the rest of this to be over and probably step outside.
Okay.
So when Ussuri goes up to the Groff statue, he wants to turn around and look and see if he can see anything behind the podium. Looking for hidden switches, if he can see, or a lever that'll open up a secret tunnel so he can escape. Or
give me an awareness check.
Can I give you intuiting? Can I give you perceiving?
Perceiving works.
13.
You do not see anything on the podium or behind the podium.
Okay.
Zephyr just give a general kind of look around, looking for any kind of idea of how to word this, of potential dangers or escape routes or things like that they would have to contend with if they were to try to take this guy here.
Okay, I will take that awareness check.
How about a 25?
As you're looking about and looking at all the statues closer and closer and closer, you take notice of some scuff marks to the right of the statue of Helios.
Interesting.
Helios or Helios?
No.
Helios.
Yeah, it's the gold one on the left-hand side.
So, scuff marks here or scuff marks here?
No, in where the bigger gap is.
Okay.
Up here.
It does seem like if you went to the edge of, if somehow the statue moved to the end of the scuff marks, it does look like they would once again be even, instead of there being a gap as there is now.
Right. Which means there's probably something underneath that he's hiding.
Like stairs.
That's what I'm thinking.
Dun.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
What are these statues made out of? Metal?
So yes, they are predominantly cast out of large quantities of metal with different.
They're alloys of some kind with different mixtures.
Like significantly different metals that would somehow have some kind of meaning for each one.
Right.
So technically, I can give you the metals. The only one that is not going to actually be lined up right is going to be Airness. Blanco will be half made out of gold and half made out of silver.
Okay.
Cordanta will be made out of iron and silver.
Interesting. Okay.
Helios will be made out of gold and copper. The way they have this one, so it's Auric. So Auric will be made out of like hot manganese and silver, while Auroch is made out of manganese and gold. Groth will be made out of silver and glass. Actually, he'll be the only one that has a large portion of not metal. And then this version of Airness, as you guys start really looking into it, and Goraan would have noticed this before, is actually wood painted silver.
Okay.
That's just offensive.
Yeah. Okay.
What are the platforms that they're on made out of?
Probably the same materials.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a
Would
solid statue to the floor.
Would I be able
Okay.
to tell how difficult it seems like it would be to move said statue?
Like, to just straight push it?
Or if that's...
You know what? You had
How
a
it's
25.
Like, does this look
As
like
you-
somebody's just pushing?
As you kind of look at it more, as you get closer, with a 25, the statue has this kind of like shepherd's crook kind of thing attached to it. And where the shepherd's crook seems to rest on the bottom, you see a couple scuff marks. Like it was
Alright.
scraping across the bottom.
I will file that information until I have a moment to inform the others.
Okay.
But I'm definitely not going to try it out.
At this point, it does look like the rest of the men are starting to come back and take their seats once more. I understand that this is probably not perfect to where they were the first time. I don't remember who was where.
No worries.
And then, like I said, the women would be given a turn to go up and pay their respects. And then Bert would have some more very, very hypocritical, very sexually charged, sexistly charged, comments to make before it seems to be a dismissal, and you all would be led out of the door on the right, while it'd be left on as you're walking out, so the bottom right one, and you would take notice that all of the women leave out of the bottom left.
So is Goraan still against us burning down a church?
The church itself, yes. Bert, not at all. Fully on board with Bert getting dropped. As we leave, as long as it looks like none of them are like watching us in particular, because I know we're like new people, I don't know how suspicious they are.
We're all men, so it's fine.
I hate that you're probably right.
I mean, I hate that I'm probably right too. But...
Yeah, he'll once they're a little bit away from the church, just I'm not the most religious member of my family or Tremont. But that
That
was...
would be Mabel.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. My sister would be... vocally unhappy with that nonsense that he was speaking in there.
Yeah, I can't say as I know much about the religion, but that doesn't seem right as to what he was saying.
No, it was very factually wrong, and blame was placed unfairly on certain, well, on Ernest mainly.
You guys
Oh,
noticed that
and
statue?
you also heard the thing about Cordata.
Yeah. And Cordanta and Blanca as well. This man seems to have a problem with the feminine deities in the pantheon. And a very twisted understanding of the gifts that they've given us as mortals. I want to punch him in the face.
I don't know much about the things he was saying. I never really learned any of that stuff. But did any of you happen to notice the statue?
Oh yes, the statue of Ernest.
Oh, no, I meant Helios.
No. Was that one
I-
also made of wood?
Oh, no, there was I'm fairly certain that there's some sort of passageway underneath that statue, and I think the lever for it might be the shepherd's crook.
Perhaps that is where he flees when bounty hunters come for him. Curious.
I suppose there's one way to find out.
Indeed. You know, we would prefer to wait for Luna to be available again before we engage with this person.
I do believe that would be the best course of action, so I assume we can plan on sometime tomorrow. I'm hoping she's available tomorrow.
As I understand the situation, she will be perfectly well and able to help in the morning.
We've got roughly 6 days before we run out of time.
Yes, we spoke to the mayor yesterday, and it was heavily implied that we have 1 week before we need to make our departure of the island.
Well, it's fine. Our ship is ready in 3 days, so it's plenty of time. When did you speak to the mayor of the town? Was it after
Actually, after you left Justicar's keep, she came in with Justicar.
Almost immediately.
I'm surely you must have seen them.
Yes, I did. And she tried to purchase Gregory from me.
Interesting.
And I told her no. And she kept trying. And then I told her it seemed like she wasn't listening to me and walked away.
So honestly, it could be worse.
I need to go check on Grigory, and I'm gonna start walking to the ship.
And you know what? I think on that, this will be a nice spot to go ahead and end the episode.
Hey guys, thank you for listening to our latest episode. This was episode 15. We hope you guys enjoyed listening to it as much as we enjoyed recording it. Definitely let us know. Catch us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Threads, and TikTok under Tales of Evard Podcast. Links to the link tree are in the episode description. If you really enjoyed the episode, definitely give us a rating on whichever podcatcher you use. Tell everybody about us, and we thank you for it. Later, guys.